Have you guys heard of Ronald Reed? He was a janitor and a gas station employee. Now the amazing thing was when he died, they found that he had a fortune of $8 million, which was donated to the local library and the local hospital according to his will. And no, he did not get this money by the lottery. He did not inherit the money, and he did not make it from his salary as a janitor or a gas station employee. He made this money by investing. Now, no matter how small your salary, no matter how little money you make, you can always find at least a small percentage of money to go into investments, and it's going to pay off so much in the long run, because I have experienced it myself. Now, if you don't know how much you should be investing or how much you should be saving, I'm going to outline a simple template my brother gave me a year back, and I'm so grateful that he did, because it has made investing and saving so much easier, so much better, that I wish I had it earlier. And if you follow this template, I'm telling you, you're going to find that it's very beneficial for your life, and you're going to find yourself in a better financial situation than you were before this. So let's get to this video. But it looks like it's going to rain, and continuing the video out here might be not the best idea, so let's just go to my home studio. The first step is to calculate your monthly expenses. I'm talking about rent, food, transportation costs, all those basic necessities. Add it all up and then see how much percentage that occupies of your monthly income. So if your monthly income is 2,000 and your expenses are 1,000, that is 50% of your monthly income. Now a good percentage to aim for is 45 to 50%. If it's lower than that, that's even better. But if it's currently above that, then try reducing your expenses or reducing your cost of living below your means, or you can do things to make a little bit of more money. You can start a side hustle. Side hustles have been very successful for me. I have a video which I'll link at the end. The next step is you need to take that amount you calculated your monthly expenses as and multiply it into 3. Now this is your emergency fund. This should be your first priority, that is save up 3 months of monthly expenses and keep it away for an emergency. Do not touch that unless it's an emergency. Like if there was a way that there is no money coming in at all for you, like you have 3 months of expenses covered. After your emergency fund pot is full, I want you to lock it up, hide the key and forget about it. Now you can focus on putting your money into the other pots. But before that, you need to keep a pot for your tax. Whatever your tax bracket, whatever percentage that may be, you're saving that much for your tax, so that last minute when your taxes are due, you're not struggling to find the funds to pay your taxes. So keep that aside and just forget about it and consider that money as gone. Now the next 2 pots are arguably the most important, that is your long-term savings and your investments. Now how you want to split between these two is completely up to you. I will tell you about the percentage split I started with and how I changed my approach in the past 1 year. I'll tell you that a little bit later. When I talk about long-term savings, I'm talking about keeping your money in a savings account which gives you a high rate of interest. So shop around your bank, see which gives you the highest percentage of interest and keep your money into that. Like a percentage of your income goes into that. The next thing is investments, and this is my favorite. Now some people might think I do not make a lot of money to invest, so it won't really make a difference. Well, I already told you about the janitor who became a multi-millionaire by the time he died. But say you invest 500 every month for the next 10 years, compounded at a interest rate of 10% per year. That is a conservative one because I have got more interest than that, but let's say 10%. After a period of 10 years, that's going to be worth up to 100,000, like close to 100,000. And this is on the conservative side. Like if you take the interest rates that I've made in the past year or even higher than that, that could easily even go up to the 500,000 to even $1 million, depending on how smart you are with your investment. So investment is very important, no matter how small. Make sure that every month you're investing something into investments. Just put it in there and let's let it grow. And the important part of this is whatever interest you get, do not take it out but reinvest it, because then you will get that compounding effect. The graph will go something like this and then suddenly it will just shoot up. That's how compound interest will increase your investment portfolio. Now before I tell you my split, there is one more pot that I have, that is the monthly play pot. And this pot is, the money for me to spend on myself, buy myself new things, buy myself experiences, whatever it may be. Just enjoy with this money, because you work so hard for your money, you might as well enjoy a bit with it. Treat yourself, reward yourself, and I think that part is very important. And another pot that I am considering adding in is a travel pot, because I would love to travel a lot more. Now let's get into my split and I'll tell you how I break down my monthly income. When I first started this, my monthly expenses were about 50% of my monthly income, and as my income increased, I did not continue spending 50% on expenses. Like, I kept my expenses the same. So if my income increased, my percentage of expenses decreased. So it maybe went to 45%, sometimes it went even up to 30%. And then I would have extra money to invest into long-term savings and investments. When I first started this, I had about 25% of my income going into long-term savings and 15% of that going into investment, that is stocks and mutual funds, all that kind of stuff. Over a period of time, I realized that I'm young now and I would be comfortable taking more risk now rather than later. So I started investing more into stocks and mutual funds, and I ended up switching it up. So now I currently have about 25 to 30% of monthly income going into investments. Because I was getting a much higher rate of return on investments, I started putting more money into investments, because currently I do not see myself making any big purchase in the near future. So there is no real reason for me to keep that money in the long-term savings with such a low rate of return. You can do the split however you feel comfortable. Like, if you want to take less risk, then keep it in a long-term savings. If you are comfortable taking a little more risk, if your financial situation allows it, then you can go more into investments, whatever you're comfortable with. But make sure that at least some amount is going into investments, because you want that compounding effect. That's how the rich stay rich, and that's how they get maximum value from their money. But if you want to err on the side of caution and be on the safer side, and you want to put your money into long-term investments, by all means do that. But I would suggest putting at least 5% of your income into investments, because 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line, you will be very grateful that you did.